Hello, kindergartners. Ready for some more addition? I am. I love addition. It's so much fun. Now we're really solving problems, aren't we? It says Daniel sees two tomato plants. One has two green tomatoes, the other has three red tomatoes. Use counters to show the tomatoes on each plant. Write the number of tomatoes under each plant. How many tomatoes are there in all? All right, I have my handy dandy magnet board right here. And I want you to take a look at it because it says one has two green tomatoes, right? So this is from yesterday. I have my two green tomatoes, and the other one has three red tomatoes. Do I have three on there? One, two, three. I do not. I have four from those boats. You're right. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this. If I have two plus three, do you know what my answer is? My answer is 5. Good job. Let's go ahead and write it. So grab your pencil and we are going to add the tomatoes and then we're also going to write it. So this one, we're just going to use pencil. We don't need to use our crayon. If you want to, you can. I just usually don't. But this tomato plant is going to be the one with two tomatoes. There's one tomato. There's two tomatoes. Let's go ahead and put a number 2 down here. And if we're adding them all together, what are we going to put? What symbol is going to go here? I know you know. It's the number 2 plus. Plus is our symbol. And over here, we're going to make 3 tomatoes. So go ahead and make 3 tomatoes. 1, 2, whoa, and 3 tomatoes. So how many are over here? 3. Do you remember the symbol that goes after 2 plus 3 more? It's equal. Equals what? 5. It sure does. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So if I have 2 over here and 3 more, I have 5, right? And if I have 2 over here and 3 more, it's 5 still. And they're equal. They're both 5. You're right. There's 5 on each side of this equation. Good job, kindergartners. Let's go to the next page. Actually, you're going to go to the next page, but mine is going to be the video. Let's go ahead and listen to the video. And this is going to be another one where we have to pause it and answer a question. Let's see what we're going to learn today.
What number story can you make up about the tomatoes?
Look at the groups of tomatoes.
And 4. Good job.
You could say that you picked 2 tomatoes.
I could use my little red chips. There are 2 red.
Then you picked 4 more tomatoes.
Ooh, should I make these?
How many tomatoes did you pick in all?
And
let's find out.
Are my 4 yellow. And how many are there
what
altogether?
What can you show with the counters? You can show the groups of tomatoes. How many tomatoes are in the first group?
There are 2. And how many are in the second group? There are 4.
There are 2 tomatoes in the first group. How many tomatoes are in the second group?
We already know. 4.
There are 4 tomatoes in the second group.
And when I put them all together, how many do I have?
What do the drawings stand for?
2.
The drawings stand for the groups of tomatoes.
That'd be 6.
How can you put the 2 groups together?
You can count them and see how many there are all together, can't you?
Draw a circle around the groups. Now let's see how you can write a sentence to tell how many.
Here comes the cool part. Let's see if they use symbols this time.
2 and 4
Not
is
yet.
6. What does this sentence
We're so far
tell?
ahead of them. We know that it would be 2 plus 4 equals 6. It's coming soon.
It tells how many there are in all when you put the groups together. How many are there in all when you join 2 and 4?
There's 6. It hasn't changed, has it?
There are 6 in all.
Good work.
You have learned to use pictures to show how to put groups together and write sentences to tell how many.
You can also, let me take this second to say, this is why I've been saying all along, it's really, really good to play with objects and make sure you figure out how many you have. So if you didn't feel like using chips, you could always use pencils. You could use clips like I did yesterday. And you might even have toys around. Maybe you have action figures, or maybe you have Beanie Babies, maybe you have stuffed animals, whatever you want to use. And you know what? I bet you've already done this sometimes. I bet you've already put your animals together and wondered how many there were. Keep up the good work. Now we're just making sentences, math sentences to go with it. We learn reading sentences and math sentences. You're getting so smart. Grab your pencil and let's start. It looks like 2 green peppers. So we're going to make our number 2 here. And we know instead of and, we can just make a plus. The plus is kind of like an and. We're adding them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 orange peppers. And all together, 2 plus 4 equals 6. Good job, kindergartners. All right, make sure when you're doing this, the problems are going to get harder and harder. So make sure you are counting them up. Make sure you're using your manipulatives if you want to help you, however it works best for you. But no matter what, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These purple things are called eggplants. They're really delicious. My daughter grows eggplants. So we're going to make a number 5 here because there were 5 eggplants. Isn't that funny that my daughter grows them and I don't? And I used to have a bigger garden than her. Interesting. Actually, 2 of my daughters grow them. 5 plus, and then how many red tomatoes it looks like we have? We have 2 of them. So it's not asking us how many eggplants altogether. It's asking us how many vegetables altogether. So how many vegetables do we have here? If you're not sure and you don't want to just guess, which is not a good choice, you could guess because of subitizing, but I still want you to go back and double check with the counting because that's the most important thing. You want to make sure you get the right answer. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is 7 altogether. Do you remember the little trick I showed you yesterday? If you didn't want to count the whole thing, you could even count on. So you could say 5, 6, 7. Good job, kindergartners. Let's go to the next page. And this page, it looks like you're going to do some of it on your own and I'll do some of it with you. Everything is broken up for you just like it was on the first page. You're going to count the number of yellow corn, count the blue corn, and then decide how many there are all together. Count the radishes, count the lettuce, decide how many there are all together. We'll do the first one just to make sure you remember how to do it, even though I know you do. Let's count the yellow corn. 1, oops, I need a pencil. Let's count the yellow corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put 5 on my first line because that's my first group has 5, correct? And then what's that symbol? It's a plus sign. Good work, kindergartners. How many blue? I can see 4, but let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, very good. Let's go ahead and make our number 4. And 5 plus 4 is, instead of is, what would I say? I would say equal. 5 plus 4 equals, let's count how many there are all together. We could do the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to write the number 9, but we're going to double check and make sure we did it correct. So let's count all of them. It doesn't matter which order you count them in either. You don't have to count this 5 first. You could just count them in order. So we're just going to count the top row and then the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job, kindergartners. Go ahead and finish this page and then go to the next page, and this is your independent practice. Try to do it all by yourself. You might need some help reading some directions. So this last one, it needs you to make 2 groups, and it has to equal 8 altogether. So what I would suggest you doing is getting, first of all, 8 chips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 8, remember? 7, 8. So get your 8 chips, and once you have 8 chips, how many of them are going to be red? Count those red ones. There's going to be 5 of them red. So I can't add another one or I wouldn't have the right number. I have to take one of my chips and make them a red one because I still want 8 on there. Okay? So then you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus what would equal 8 altogether. Good luck. Make sure you have a helper explain it to you. If you need extra help, make sure you solve all of the other problems and make sure your helper checks those too. Alrighty, good job, kindergartners.